What's up, Pen and The Shank family? We are coming to give y'all a reaction to the trial of Karmelo Anthony that has just recently ended. And I brought a special guest on the show, my wife. Say hello to everybody.
Hello, everyone. How are you? So glad to be here.
What we're going to do is we're going to give the people a kind of a reaction and a breakdown, our thoughts on, and I know that you know very little about the case, right? Have you been keeping up with this case?
I have not been keeping up with it.
So just so the people know, what do you know about the case?
I don't know much about it. All I know is that a young man went to a track meet. He went into a tent that was uninvited at the track meet. Mm-hmm. He got into an altercation with another young man. When he was asked to leave, he didn't want to leave. He ended up brandishing a knife and stabbing the teen and claiming that it was self-defense, and the other teen ended up passing away.
Is that
Just
all?
very unfortunate.
So that's, in a nutshell, that's what you know about the case? You can look at
Yes, that's what I know. That's in a nutshell. That's all I know.
Okay.
Yep.
Why are you looking at me instead of looking at the people? You talking to them?
I like looking at you.
You gotta look at the audience.
Hello, audience. Hello, Pen and The Shank. So that's basically all that I know about the case, is those details. I didn't follow it too closely, so.
Well, neither did I, but I'm probably a little bit more familiar with it than my wife. And the reason that I didn't follow this case extensively is because, honestly, y'all, it becomes completely exhausting if you try to follow every single case that becomes popular on the news media and the news cycle. If you allow every single case, and when you allow a case to come into your life, you are allowing all the drama that's with that case to intrude on your life, right? You're allowing to give it a piece of real estate inside your brain, inside your mind. And so, you know, before you long, you got your mind's real estate is filled up with a bunch of crazy cases after crazy cases. And these cases are polarizing, and they become politicized.
Yes. And you get tired of the race baiting as well, because you have all these instances where you have these crime situations where it's always about race, or they have to find a way to make it about race. And though I know there are times where there are situations where race should be considered, a lot of times is mainly about the crime itself. But for some reason, and for agendas that need to be pushed, they are putting out these situations where they make these crimes, these random acts of crime about race. And it's just about the crime.
It's just about the crime.
And it's really simple. Is it right or wrong? You know, it's very simple. It's about right and it's about wrong. What do you think? Do you think it's as simple as that? Or do you think that a lot of these cases that they bring up in the media are more complex than as what they are saying it is to be?
Well, his actions was, like you said, it was between right and wrong. He chose to be a confrontational person that particular day. I believe that Karmelo Anthony was pissed off at the world. I believe he was, you know, I said in another video that I did that it was kind of like that Tupac song, Me Against the World. That mindset begins to take root. The more you listen to people tell you it's you against the world, everybody's against you, you don't stand a chance because of your race, because you're black, you're never going to have an opportunity. When we live in a nation that has more opportunities than you could possibly even imagine, you begin to believe it. The longer something's told to you, even if it's an untruth, you begin to believe that untruth, because it's so indoctrinated in your mind and in who you are. You think that untruth is an actual truth. He woke up pissed off at the world. I believe there's a lot of blame to go around. There's no blame to go around to Austin Metcalf's family and Austin Metcalf that day. People can dispute all day long on if Austin Metcalf should have dealt with things a little bit differently. But I think for a 17-year-old boy He
Yeah.
dealt with them in more mature manner than most 17-year-old boys. And unfortunately, he lost his life. So it makes you question, did he
sad.
deal with it the right way? Should he have held back a little bit more? And from the witness testimony, and I covered this in my video, he put his hands on Karmelo Anthony, but this was after he asked him to leave multiple times. And my problem with this case is, y'all, and we're going to get to the deep root of this. Now we're going somewhere. My problem with this case is the fact that Karmelo Anthony, after it was over with, he did not take responsibility other than the fact he said, I did what I had to do. I stabbed them because they were jumping me. He lied. He lied. So he came out the gate lying.
Really?
Yeah, there was no witness testimony
wow.
whatsoever. Zero. And you have lunatics online right now who claim. There's still lunatics online. If you believe this, listen to me well. You're a lunatic. You think that there's a hidden video out there that shows Karmelo Anthony being jumped by Austin and his brother and some other individuals. Even some people are saying there was no testimony whatsoever to support this, including the witnesses that the defense called on behalf of Karmelo. They actually recanted some of the things that they said previously. Dude wasn't jumped. So my problem with this whole case is arrogance. Arrogance on behalf of Karmelo Anthony and arrogance on behalf of his parents. His parents, I think, have a large his parents hold a large portion of the blame on this case. Karmelo Anthony's parents are the biggest problem in the whole circle of this particular case, in my opinion.
Why is that?
Because his parents, I believe, you can see they don't take responsibility. They don't take accountability. And one of the biggest issues I had with this case from day one was when it first happened that Austin Metcalf's father showed up at the press conferences and the press briefings about this case, and they took offense to him immediately and ran him off. And he was not aggressive. He came there and he even stated, I'm here to learn and gather information, educate myself on what happened. And they said, we don't feel comfortable with you here, leave. He didn't go there with a mob and a crowd. He went there with himself, respectful, stood in the background and was just listening. And they asked him to leave. And he just lost a son. And he was not responding in aggression. On the opposite end, Karmelo Anthony's supporters, they mob up quick and they begin aggressive tactics immediately.
That's unfortunate.
And lying. And there is the problem that we have today. Karmelo Anthony, unfortunately, is a victim, but he's not a victim of the people they say he's a victim of. He's a victim of his own parents, his own environment, and his own social society who has brainwashed him with the filth and the garbage. And you're going to find online a bunch of people are going to spew garbage after garbage on why Karmelo Anthony is innocent. That being said, there were parts of this case that I had a problem with.
What's that?
The knife.
Okay.
I don't think it was a big deal for Karmelo Anthony to have a knife. Now, why Karmelo Anthony had a knife? Now, here's another thing. There's another thing. The knife and motive. I think he was pissed off at the world, and I think he was looking to take it out. And we're going to see the transcripts of this trial as it comes out further. But I believe that Karmelo Anthony was mad, pissed off, and was looking for trouble that day. Now, was he looking to unalive someone that day? I can't say yes to that. I don't know. I don't see any evidence that says. Now, he told Austin and the other kids when they were telling him to leave, make me leave, I'm going to show you. Now, does that mean I'm going to unalive you?
I don't know. I don't know. It could mean that he is going to unalive them, or it could be that he was going to fight them. You know, I don't know what show you.
Right. So if you're sitting on a jury. And obviously, I think the jury got it right with the evidence because we're Monday morning quarterbacks right here, right?
We are.
I mean, did you see the evidence that the jury saw? Did you see the playbook?
No.
Why are you laughing at me?
I'm just laughing at you.
See how she does me, y'all? My wife does me. I'm trying to bring her on here so we can have serious dialogue about this situation. But here we go. No, you got. I mean, you part of the Pen and The Shank community now. I know you don't. Look, y'all. She don't like to talk about the prison stuff, the prison stories.
It's fine. It's okay. But yeah, it's unfortunate. I think that I think Mr. Karmelo, I think he's a product of his environment. I think he's a reflection of his parents, right? Because a lot of times when you see children, they are a representation of their parents. I I don't know what was going on in his mind that day when he went to that track meet and went into a tent with a bunch of people who he didn't know. I don't know. I don't think it could be good. Doesn't seem right. Seems really off. But I don't know. But I know that that situation, it proved to be devastating for both families.
Both families. I agree with that.
You know, and it's just sad and unfortunate because the young man that lost his life, he didn't deserve that. He didn't deserve to have his life taken away from him. You
Absolutely
know,
not.
He had a legacy that he was supposed to carry out. You know, he was a twin, right?
He was a twin. He had a twin. I can't think of his brother's name.
It's unfortunate. Karmelo, you know, beautiful young man. You know, it's just sad that he killed somebody, you know? And I believe that if he would have had a different outlook on life, maybe this would have turned out differently.
Maybe his life would have turned out differently because he's going to prison one way or the other. Now, how long is a different story. And so that's where we get with this first degree unaliving. That's what he was convicted of. I believe the jury got it right because the jury saw what the jury saw and we didn't. I didn't. There are some circumstances that I have to look at as a jury, and I have to say how much time, and I think the jury is going to help with the penalty phase on how much time he's going to get or how much time they're going to recommend. Me personally, from seeing everything, I think he should do a minimum of 25 years to life.
Okay.
I think that sounds like a fair trial, and I think he should get the possibility of parole. Someone who's been in prison, I know that you. Can you tell the people how you feel usually when people go to prison? How much time for certain crimes you think they should get?
For life. I mean, if they it depends on the crime. If they kill somebody, then they should. If they take a life,
First degree unaliving.
then
How much time should a person get on average for? That means they're assuming that they meant to hurt the person. They meant to take their life. First degree. How much time?
forever.
Forever.
Yes.
So you're saying that you don't think that each case should be weighed differently based on the circumstances if they consider to take the life?
Maybe, yeah, I guess. I mean, but you got to think about that when you are doing that act of crime, man. Killing someone, they got to go. They got to go.
They got to go for life?
They got to go for life, yeah.
So you're saying no parole?
No, I don't think so.
No, okay.
Why?
So I was thinking 25 to life. I said to life because it could possibly be life, but I was thinking after 25 years, he should be considered for parole. And that's too often. You hear people say it all the time. You hear people say this all the time. Unfortunately, the victim's not coming back. We say that, but what does that mean? I think that's such an inconsiderate statement. Unfortunately, this isn't going to bring the victim back. So if we say, unfortunately, this isn't going to bring the victim back, let's not forget the victim, that there's a victim in this. Karmelo, even though he's going to prison, I know people in prison. I've been to prison. There are things you can do in prison. Sometimes you could wake up in prison and have a good day. Right? He's going to have an opportunity to do things in life.
Right.
He can read, he can write, he can play sports, he can get involved in education, he can go to programs, he can still celebrate. They celebrate Christmas, get a Christmas dinner. It ain't going to be free.
Yeah.
It's going to be behind bars. And depending on how he acts while he's in prison, and he's a young man, I'm assuming he's going to be up there doing some chaotic stuff.
So you think he should get parole?
I think he should do 25 minimum before he's considered for parole. And parole is based on the fact on how he behaves while he's in prison. Who knows? Karmelo could go to prison and he could be a very good inmate who changes his life around, affects people in a positive way, repents for what he did, and turns his life around and could become a very productive member of society. It's a possibility, but prison is also a breeding ground for pure garbage when it comes to indoctrination and stuff that prisoners teach each other. They go in there and they become, woe is me, the man is bad, I'm gonna get back out, hurt more people. So that can happen too. We don't know what's gonna happen with his life. But we know Austin's life is over.
He's gone. He'll never get his life back, and that's so sad. And I haven't been following the trial or anything, but I wonder if, Karmelo, I wonder if he has any remorse. Does it seem like he has any remorse or anything like that?
From what I have seen in the pictures and what I'm listening to online, it seems like he has little remorse. His mother took the stand today to address the jury when it came to, she asked the jury to have mercy on her son, that he is remorseful. But he hasn't showed no remorse. She hasn't showed any remorse. She has been very combative throughout this whole case. Now that he's convicted, she's throwing herself to the jury and saying, hey, she said, that's my oldest son. I love him. I need him. Please have mercy on him.
Oh,
and it's tough. She's saying that,
Yeah.
but her reaction to this whole situation hasn't been that. She's been a combative person, saying,
Really?
you know, yeah, in my opinion, from the videos I saw early on when this happened, and they raised, they raised on GoFundMe like almost $750,000.
Oh yeah, I did see that with the spending. Did they buy a house?
They
or
bought
something?
I heard they bought a mansion or they rented a mansion.
Oh,
Either way,
something,
a $1 million house, whether it was rented or purchased, they moved into $1 million
And then they
house.
tried to come back and ask for more money for like lawyer fees and stuff like that. I'm not sure.
They're still
I'm not-
talking lawyer fees.
Yeah, I'm not certain on
Because
that.
I think
but
that-
I think I heard.
But they still
saw
have the
something like
GoFundMe
that.
page.
Wow.
What do you think about people giving to causes like that? I mean, people can give to what they want in America, but what do you think about people giving to causes like this?
This goes to show you where our minds are, when we're willing to give up, and support something that is just not good.
Right.
I don't think that it's wise to support someone who took someone else's life. I just don't think that's a good thing. I think it's quite sad. I think it's a deeper issue, a more internal issue that people and individuals need to work out intentionally, because I just don't think it's just a good mindset to support something like that. I wouldn't give him any money.
Right.
I
People
would.
are still giving them money
I
today
would give
because I've saw a few people that I follow online, and they were following and tracking it. They're saying that people are still giving to him now. I would assume now that he was found guilty, people are even going to up their ante on giving to him so he can have an appeal process. And that's part of American law and the American judicial system. We have a right to a legal process, and he has a right to go and appeal the case. And it's only going to be smart and normal that he would appeal the case. We expect that. But the evidence against him is honestly damning. He's in trouble. It doesn't look
And then I think I saw another thumbnail that said that he tried to flee or something. I don't know.
I don't know if he tried to flee.
To flee the court.
He might have.
Courtroom or
Might have to
something
look at
like
that.
that.
He might have.
I don't know.
I mean, but people's perspectives are starting to change on stuff like this because they make it about race. And this was, if anything, the person who was pissed off about race was Karmelo. You know what I mean? He was probably pissed off at white people because he was taught his whole life that white people hate him. And the average white person that he's running into every single day is not that. And so they're feeding him this garbage.
Yes.
And so that's why
Not saying that it doesn't exist. Racism,
Racism, we've experienced racism on both sides. So believe me, we know it still exists.
Yes.
But
Yes.
how often have we experienced racism where we felt like somebody was going to take us out physically?
No.
We don't. We've experienced racism in undertones. We've
yes.
experienced racism in jealousy,
Yes.
racism on decision making, but we've never felt like, our life is in danger
Right.
when we experienced it,
Right.
depending on where we were.
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. Listen, we DoorDash in some bad areas together.
Okay, yes.
And we could see some people looking at us and we like, oh yeah, we got to hurry up,
Yes.
drop this McDonald's off the sky up
Get
on
out
out of here because they
quickly.
might get the boom boom in us just out of simple fact that they just feel like doing something. That's what I mean.
Yeah.
And I think they sometimes look at us and they're like, oh, why she with the white boy?
Yeah, probably. Or the other way around. Like, why are you with that black woman? Right?
Yeah, but most of the time the females aren't carrying blasters.
No.
It's
They
usually
got
young
blasters with their eyes, though. They
Yeah.
look like.
Yeah, if they could cut with their eyes would cut, but they're not packing heat usually.
No.
I mean, typically. I'm not saying none of them do, but
Yeah.
you know, well, we from a lot of the youngsters on the corner. You know that they strapped.
Maybe, possibly. Why are you looking at me like that?
So anyway, to wrap this up.
That is so good.
Oh yeah, y'all. My wife did my beard again. She's been doing it every time over the
It's
last.
so good.
How many you did this? Last time it took 2 applications.
Yes.
This one you did 1 application.
Yes, I did. I did 1 application.
Tell them how hot it is in Louisiana right now.
It
I'm
is
sweating
so
right now.
hot. You want to tell them about our adventure?
What adventure?
We have a new friend in the neighborhood,
All right,
guys.
I'm gonna let the camera come in close. Now we're gonna give y'all some private information here. I'm gonna let my wife share something that she's excited to share. Go ahead.
So we met a new friend in the neighborhood. This friend is a kitty cat. It's a cute cat, and it's a black cat, and it is a blind cat, and she is so beautiful. And we have taken upon ourselves to name this beautiful blind cat in our neighborhood. What's the name? Drum
Thousand
roll.
Eyes.
Thousand Eyes.
Oh, I beat the drum roll.
Oh, so
When we found out that she was a
so
girl,
cute.
tell them what we said. We named 1,000 what?
My husband said we're gonna name her 1,000 Pretty Eyes. Oh, it's so cute. She's adorable. And so we got to see her today in the hot heat, and we fed her for the first time. We fed her a tube, and she enjoyed it so much. And, you know, she's really aware of her surroundings. She's hyper aware of her surroundings because she doesn't have her vision. She doesn't have that visual input, so she's relying on her other senses to keep her safe. So there's an area that she sits and she relaxes that is away from the street, that she sits, and when she comes to greet us, she makes it a point to stay in her safe area, which is in the grass. And so we meet her on the grass, and we get to pet her and talk to her and feed her, and she's so beautiful, and I love her so much.
I took a little video. I'm gonna play it on the corner of this video so people can see.
She's
see her.
cute, yes.
And we
she's
don't know who she
beautiful.
belongs to, but if
We don't
you would
know.
like to take her, right?
I don't know if I'm ready to take her right now.
Well, you just want to love on her from a
I
distance.
do want to love her. Yes, I do. She's so beautiful. Yes, I love her. She's so cute.
Okay, y'all. We tried something different today for the Pen and the Shank, and I wanted to cover this Karmelo Anthony case, and I thought it would be fun to bring my wife on. This was completely last second, unplanned. She
I
heard me
dropped
back
in.
here. She just
Yeah,
dropped in.
I bombed this video.
She photobombed the
I did.
video, and
I
so we
did.
went with it. Here it is. Share in the comments, y'all. What do you think about the Karmelo Anthony case? Any and everything that you may be thinking, you can share it. Let's talk about it. And do you have a stray animal in your neighborhood, or a cat or a dog in your neighborhood that you have taken to, that when you walk around you see all the time, but you know you can't quite take them because that pet might belong to somebody else, or you just can't take them on because you're not ready? Anyway, like, subscribe to the Pen and the Shank, the most unusual and unique crime and prison channel experience on YouTube.
Yeah.
Peace.
Peace in the Middle East
Hopefully that's
and in
another.
America and everywhere all around the world.